Hello and welcome to the video. This is a hopefully brief video that will show you how to navigate through Moodle in order to complete the course. Now, if you're watching this, which you clearly are, then you will already have been to this page and you would have clicked on hopefully this one first, which was the introduction to the course, and then you would have clicked on this and are currently watching this video, which is an introduction to, as I say, how to use Moodle. So I'm just going to work through some of the key things, and hopefully that will be enough to get you started. And of course, if there's anything that you do not understand or need some help with, you can email and we will work it out. Okay, so in addition to my face and the Moodle picture here with the two videos, there are obviously 4 more important links here that you should explore. The first here, you will hopefully recognize this as your textbook, and the textbook has a very good website which accompanies it. So this is the link to that site. So if you click on here, you are taken to the class website, and I highly recommend that you spend some time exploring that. Importantly, this is this fella here pointing to this thing. This is the syllabus, the class syllabus, and if you click on that, you'll be taken to the class syllabus. And this is a Google Doc, so it's external to the Moodle site, but you should have no problem accessing it. And I very much hope that you will spend time reading over the syllabus. I certainly have the expectation that you are familiar with the policies in the syllabus. Things like grading and all that kind of stuff can be found in this document. Below are 2 more links. This one here with this poor little chap looking frustrated is a link to information about your papers. And if you remember, there are 2 papers you have to write in this course, one by kind of the midterm point and one by the end of the course. And this is the link that gives you the paper questions, as you can see, and there will be a link to the rubric and a little bit of information about how to go about writing them. Importantly, I would say right now is that when you're writing your paper, you certainly can send me any drafts or plans or paragraphs or ideas as many times as you like, in fact, before the deadline. So be sure to use me as a resource when you write your papers. And as I say, read this through and pick your questions carefully. Basically, it's going to be two groups of questions, Group A and Group B, and you have to pick one from each over the course of doing this course. The other link here is a video to discussion forums. That is a video which explains how to use discussion forums. And certainly after you've watched this, the next thing you should probably do is read that, because discussion forums are really the bread and butter of your online experience. Each week you have to participate quite significantly in a discussion forum, and so you need to be familiar with how they work. Let me just clarify something I'm not sure I made clear just then, which is in the discussion forum section there is a link to a Google Doc which has the written explanation of what is expected, and very importantly for your concerns, the rubric for how that's graded. But also, as I was suggesting, there is a video which you should watch which goes into far more detail about discussion forums. Okay, so let's get into the course itself, and if you scroll down you will see very quickly that the Moodle page is divided very neatly into the weeks of the course, and each week has some familiar things. As you go through the course, it will become very obvious what is what, but let me explain how each week will work for you. So this first week we're talking about or discussing 2 main themes really. That is royal absolutism in France and Eastern Europe, and the growth of constitutionalism in England. And so there's an introduction here which I've lifted, I will say, lifted from the textbook website, and your real first focus was always going to be the core reading. the core reading which is taken from your textbook. So each week, the very first thing you should be doing is reading the pages, the chapter, and the pages that are highlighted for each week. So as you'll see, as you go through each week, core reading is what you should start with. Once you've done that, there are then, under the little blurb here, there are a number of different resources which you can read, watch, or listen to. They typically are going to be videos and podcasts, and sometimes there are also other reading materials. So let's just take one of these at pretty much at random. So let's say we're doing the French Revolution week here. So you start the week and you read your chapter, and then you will basically browse through these other resources and kind of pick and choose which you would like to explore. So here's some examples of the kind of things that you'll find. There's a Khan Academy video, and all of these incidentally should open in a pop-up window, so you will always be able to get back to the course if you want to see questions and that kind of thing. So this is just a video, and obviously you will.
This video we're going to talk about.
There you go.
There
you go, French Revolution. So you watch that. There are in virtually every week, in fact, I think there is a series of videos produced by Professor Thomas Lacour from Berkeley University, and these, I will say, are kind of long and they're not spectacularly interesting, but they are very, very good. So each week you'll find one of these, and again there are videos, and you, on the left-hand side, scroll down and find the relevant topic, Lecture 13, French Revolution, and then you watch that. So there's those videos there. There are some other videos which are slightly shorter, or at least ones that are more entertaining, shall we say, and these are typically found in the More Video section. So if you click on the More Video section, most weeks you'll find one or two or three or more videos which are either short and overviewy, such as this one here. This is, let me give you an example. This is very good.
Hi, my name is John Green. This is,
a quick overview.
France was deeply in debt thanks to their funding the American Revolution.
Documentaries are sometimes there, and this is a long hour and 30 minutes. All that kind of stuff. So basically, you very much have the chance to pick and choose, browse, and see what you think will be useful for you. As I say, there's in addition to watching, there's podcasts. In Our Time is a program from England, as it happens, where professional historians and other experts discuss relevant issues. So they frequently appear in from week to week. And again, all you have to do is click on the link, and it'll open.
Thanks for downloading the In Our Time podcast.
And
which were called the Corresponding Society.
You can listen to it. And as I say, also, there is sometimes some more reading and stuff like that. So, for example, oh, my phone, excuse me. Let me answer that and get back to you. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me, my phone went off. As I was saying, as well as the videos and as well as the podcasts, there will be most weeks, not every week, but most weeks there will also be some additional reading or some websites to browse. A good example here is the week of the Scientific Revolution. You click on this, again it opens in a pop-up, and this is some more reading. This is a particularly interesting one in that there are some models you can look at. There's some animations, animated models of the different theories of the universe. So basically, bottom line, each week to prepare for the discussion, the online discussions, you will firstly do your core reading, which is very straightforward from the textbook. Then spend the rest of the time you're putting into the course choosing some videos or podcasts or readings to do, and really kind of dive in and do as much as you can. Okay, so once you have done your reading and the extra material has been explored, you're ready to really involve yourself in the discussion forums, and these are here. Now, as you can see, this is grayed out and I cannot get to it. That is because I am currently logged in as a student, as a test student. So you also as a student, when you log in, will not be able to get to the discussion forums throughout the course. They only become open when it is the particular week that topic is being discussed. So as you will see, this first week, and I imagine by the time you are watching this will be open and it will be plain to see. But the important thing is that it closes at the end of the week. So all this kind of material, these policies are discussed here. So you really, as I say, want to read that. Okay. So what else is there here that you should be aware of immediately? Well, if you get down as far as week, I think it's week 8 and week 9, you will see that we have an exam week and then there is a paper writing week. Okay, so they're the next two things coming up. And of course, in order to do the paper, or at least to submit the paper by week 9, you will have wanted to have done some thinking and writing and planning before that, and that's going to require you to read this. As for the exam, well, I'm going to post a video about the exam pretty soon, but for now you shouldn't worry too much about that, other than of course in terms of taking good notes and being organized so you have material from which to review when it comes to do the exam. Okay. Another thing you're going to be concerned with, of course, is your grade, and the way you will be able to see your grade is by clicking on where it says grades here in the left sidebar. When you click on that, you'll be taken to a screen that has your grades, and the makeup of the course is going to include 2 papers, 2 exams, and then each week there'll be participation. And importantly, when I grade something, including your participation, I'll write some comments, some suggestions for improvement if necessary, etc. So not only will you get a score and be able to know how you're doing in terms of your letter grade, you should have some important feedback. Let me think. News, anything that is pertinent to the class, I will post in the news forum and it should pop up here. Similarly, important dates should pop up here. I'll post them to the calendar and then they'll scroll through here. But really, there are not really too many important deadlines, other than, of course, your first paper and your second paper. But you should be aware of those since they are plastered here in the page itself. So I will post those on the calendar, but I say there's not going to be any surprise dates where I suddenly say you got to do a pop quiz. I don't really do that kind of stuff. What you see is basically what you get. The absolute most important thing is, as I say, is to do your reading and do as much of the extra watching and listening and reading as you can, and be very aware of how you participate, and then actually do participate in the discussion forum. And in order to do that successfully, after you've listened to this video, be sure you explore this video in this discussion forum rubric. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you need to contact me, the best way is through my Converse email, or indeed my alternative email, which you can find on the syllabus. So there is my alternative email. But I get my Converse in this email, and I check them all the time. So please do email me. If it's an emergency and you feel email is not appropriate, then you can call me. That's my cell phone. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and as I say, the best way to understand how this course works is to just get on and do it. And this first week, I'm sure there'll be some teething issues, but that's okay. We'll work it out together, and very soon, I'm sure we'll get into a nice routine. So I'm looking forward to this very much, and good luck.